Forget the trenches, forget the tanks. Russia's war economy is under attack. Not by missiles, but by Ukrainian sea drones. Kyiv claims it has crippled another 12 vessels from Russia's shadow fleet. The mission isn't to sink the ship, it's to choke the Kremlin's oil lifeline. Ukraine's drone war has entered a new phase. This time, the target is not tanks or trenches, but the ships keeping Russia's wartime economy afloat. In a sweeping operation across the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov, Ukrainian forces say they have struck dozens of vessels linked to Russia's so-called shadow fleet, while simultaneously hitting military targets in occupied Crimea. Kyiv's strategy is becoming increasingly clear: choke Russia's logistics, cut its oil revenues, and isolate Crimea from every direction. Ukraine's unmanned systems forces say they have launched a major campaign against Russia's shadow fleet, targeting vessels used to transport oil, fuel, and cargo in circumvention of international sanctions. According to the commander of Ukraine's unmanned systems forces, Robert Madyar, Brovdi, Ukrainian maritime drones struck 12 vessels linked to the shadow fleet in the Black Sea over the past 24 hours.
10 vessels were hit in the Black Sea and another one in the Sea of Azov. Among them, 5 tankers, 1 gas tanker, 3 dry cargo ships, and 2 tugboats. During the period of the SBS operation Molochka from July 6 to 16, 147 vessels from the shadow fleet of the Russian Federation were hit.
According to the commander, Ukrainian forces have now struck a total of 159 vessels during the operation, including 117 in the Sea of Azov and 42 in the Black Sea. Brovdi said the objective is not to sink the ships and risk environmental damage, but to disable their navigation and communications systems, effectively leaving them blind and deaf, while disrupting Russia's ability to transport oil, fuel, and cargo used to bypass international sanctions. The maritime campaign comes as Ukraine expands its operations deeper into the Black Sea, seeking to systematically isolate Russian-occupied Crimea, disrupt military supply routes, and weaken Moscow's economic lifelines. At the same time, Ukraine launched another large-scale attack on occupied Crimea. Explosions were reported across several cities, followed by fires at multiple locations. According to the pro-Ukrainian Telegram channel Crimean Wind, fires broke out at the Kerch railway station, affecting train carriages and warehouses. Ukraine also claimed another successful strike against Russian military aviation. The Omega Special Forces unit said its combat diver division targeted a Russian Su-24M frontline bomber at the Saki Air Base in occupied Crimea as the aircraft was preparing for takeoff. According to the unit, one drone struck the aircraft's nose section before a second drone hit near its fuel tanks, with Ukrainian forces saying the strike successfully hit the bomber before it could carry out attacks against Ukraine. As Ukraine pushes its drone campaign from the battlefield to the sea and deep into occupied Crimea, the focus is increasingly shifting towards dismantling Russia's military logistics and economic infrastructure. If these operations continue at their current pace, Kyiv's unmanned forces could become one of the most significant factors shaping the next phase of the war. Russia's nuclear bombers are burning again. Hundreds of kilometers from the battlefield, one of Moscow's most important strategic air bases has reportedly come under another Ukrainian drone attack. As flames rise over Engels 2, the Kremlin is responding not with silence, but with a warning that its nuclear forces are ready for combat. Russia's strategic Engels 2 airbase in Saratov Oblast was reportedly struck overnight on July 16th in what appears to be another long-range Ukrainian drone attack deep inside Russian territory. Russian telegram channels and local media reported explosions over the cities of Engels and Saratov, followed by fires at the military airfield. Videos shared by residents appeared to show drones flying low over the city before multiple blasts were heard. Other footage showed flames burning in the area of the airbase. Russian outlet Astra reported that its analysis of publicly available footage confirmed a fire at the Engels military installation. The extent of any damage to aircraft, ammunition depots, or military infrastructure remains unclear. The Kyiv Independent said it could not independently verify the reports, while Ukraine's military has not yet commented. Located nearly 600 kilometers from Ukraine's front line, Engels 2 is one of Russia's most strategically important air bases. It houses the 184th Heavy Bomber Aviation Regiment and the 121st Guards Heavy Bomber Aviation Regiment, operating Tupolev Tu-95, Tu-22, and Tu-160 strategic bombers. These aircraft have repeatedly been used to launch long-range missile strikes against Ukrainian cities. The base has previously been targeted by Ukrainian drones. In March 2025, a major strike reportedly triggered large secondary explosions after an ammunition storage facility caught fire. As reports of the latest attack emerged, the Kremlin issued a fresh warning about Russia's military capabilities. Speaking to Russian state news agency RIA Novosti on July 15th, presidential aide and head of Russia's Maritime Collegium, Nikolai Patrushev, declared that Russia's naval strategic nuclear forces remain in full combat readiness.
The Russian Navy is capable of ensuring the country's security across all maritime and oceanic theatres under any scenario. Our naval strategic nuclear forces maintain a state of full combat readiness. Russia is prepared to defend its national interests both near its borders and in various regions of the global ocean. The Navy was taking into account all threats posed by potential adversaries in planning its development strategy through the year 2050, including its long-term shipbuilding strategy.
The reference to the fleet's nuclear readiness comes about 2 months after Russia conducted large-scale exercises involving its nuclear forces from May 19 to 21. The drills included naval, land-based, and aerial forces. Russia's Northern and Pacific fleets took part in the exercises, which featured 73 surface ships and 13 submarines, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. 8 of the submarines were reportedly armed with strategic missiles. Despite the nuclear posturing, President Volodymyr Zelensky said Moscow had recently received an unequivocal message from China that the use of nuclear weapons was not an option. As Ukraine pushes its drone campaign ever deeper into Russian territory and Moscow responds with increasingly forceful nuclear messaging, the battle is no longer confined to the front lines. It is becoming a contest of strategic reach, deterrence, and escalation, with each side seeking to shape the next phase of the war.